it is. Reggie, aka Regular Reg, one half of Common Folk Podcast. My thoughts are a little. If I go on tangents, please understand that I am nursing the worst hangover. I went out last night. I think I was still a young whippersnapper. And I kicked my ass. Them days of taking 10 shots back and going to work in 3 hours are over to dub. Yo, hangovers last solid 2 days. Solid now. 2 days. I'm done. Like, I thought, yo, mortality, our own mortality is a hard concept to grapple with. It is. But you gotta be real about it. And I'm getting old, so bear with me. But I'm here for y'all. I felt this, I felt to say this, so I decided I'm gonna do it. Because I feel like if I could reach one person, and this was worth it. Maybe someone needed to hear this, who knows. I've always been a pessimistic person. I've been that way because of my experiences in life. Life has always gone left for me when it could have gone right. When more times than not, when things could go bad, they normally did. I don't know if it was my luck, maybe my outlook on things. Now I'm seeing maybe my outlook, but I feel like as a kid things could have gone bad. They normally did, as opposed to going good. So my experience was be pessimistic, because if you don't have any expectations, can't be hurt, right? No expectations equals no hurt. Fair, it's reasonable, right? I thought it was a lot, and I logic through everything. I logic through everything in my life, because logic is the basis to efficiency, and efficiency is the best way to get things done. Efficiency, though, takes away people's humanity, takes away people's individuality. I don't think of those things. I think of individuality. I don't give a fuck about that. What do we need to get done? Great mindset, terrible when it comes to thinking of people, because then you never see people for who they are. You see them for what they can be for you, and that's not a good thing. I've always had this concept, right, that if you take 30 people, you put them in Brownsville, you put them in East New York, you put them in South Bronx, you give them crackhead parents, right? 27 out of those 30 people will become drug dealers, gang members, whatever you believe. Like, all the bad people that we believe exist. 27 out of those 30 people will become those people, right? And I always felt like, yo, I'm a statistics guy, right? You go with the numbers. If the numbers say like more people will become bad in a bad situation than good, then you go with more people are bad than good innately. Because let's be real, it's easier to beat a child than it is to raise it. It's easier to pull a trigger and shoot someone than it is to nurse a gun wound person back to health. You know what I mean? It's easier to do those things. So naturally, people will do what's easier, right? Makes sense. It's logical. So it made sense to me. So I live my life like that. Don't expect nothing of nobody. So like few people will fuck with you, but most people will not. That's how you live. And I think that's a smart way to live. What I'm noticing though is that when I lived like that, I took away those last 3 people out of the 30 I was just talking about. Because those are a potent group of 3 people. That group, that 3 people that didn't become those drug dealers, gangbangers, whatever, they went against the grain. They did something. They became positive people regardless of their situation, because innately in them, that means that they felt like they could have, everything in their life said do wrong, right? Everything in their life led them to be surrounded by these negative people, and they somehow got out of it and went the positive route. And I always look at the numbers of things like, yo, fuck those 3 people. Those are 3 people. I'm not gonna care for them. I can't chance thinking about those 3 people. I gotta think of the majority. That is true when you're thinking efficiently. That's not true when you think of humanity. Those 3 people who we should strive to be. Because there's a power in being positive against the curve of being positive. There's a power in that. There's something about positivity that people are now seeing more, but spent most of the time not seeing, because negativity spreads fast. Let's be real, right? Let's be real. We like to hear 21 Savage and his shooting stories, but we don't like to see him with Amber Rose living good. We don't like to see that. No, you're a gangster, shoot someone. That's what you're supposed to be doing, because negativity is what we want to see. And my problem is that I can admit that negativity is more entertaining, but I gotta admit that it takes from our humanity, and we gotta be honest about that. We gotta let that entertainment stop at entertainment. If you want to watch people get shot, whatever, that's entertainment, fine. But you can't take that into the world. A lot of people are taking it and bringing it to the soul, like, this is what I gotta be now. And the problem is when we chase this concept of success, right? Whatever success may mean to you, whether it's a new car, a house, whatever your dream job, whatever your goal is, On the way to success, we have to run into those 27 people that I told you about. Those people that are doing bad things because of the situation they're in. And you gotta do bad things sometimes along the path to success. You do bad things, right? To keep up. You gotta keep up with the curve. Because if you don't, you'll fall behind. You'll fall behind. You'll fall behind if you're not. If you don't cheat like that person cheated, they're gonna get the job you should have got. So you gotta cheat to get that job. But you gotta remember the goal is the job, right? But you can't let what you're doing cheating. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's why I don't knock drug dealers. I don't knock Crips. I don't knock any scammers. Anybody that do what they gotta do to get where they gotta get. I don't knock y'all. I understand where y'all coming from, what you thought was the right thing to do. I understand why you became that, but you can't let the people of this world kill your soul. You can't let the people of this world take away your ability to see the good in people, because those three people still exist, and we need to aspire to be them. Not aspire to be what 21 Savage once was, killing people. What 21 Savage is now is what we got to aspire to be. A man that made it out that situation using his negativity and made it a positive. Look at the positive in things. Like, the message is not in. I know it's fun to hear him talk about killing people, but at the end of the day, there's a message in his life, and his life is, I made it out of negativity, I made it to positivity, and we gotta now start focusing on the positive things, because those three people aren't getting the recommended, they're not getting the merit they deserve. You know what I mean? They're not getting what they deserve to be, to have gone against the grain, because that's a powerful thing in this negative world. Like, listen, Trump's our president. We know negativity is out there, but we can't lose our souls trying to chase what we think we want. Like, let's think about it. Like, any get money. I know y'all know get money niggas. Everybody that know a get money nigga, that's always like, yo, I gotta get this. I gotta get to the bag. I gotta get up, go grind on that corner, make this money, right? One, do they ever get to that bag? And when they do, is that bag sufficient enough? No, because they consider the bag the goal. Their bag is their end goal, is their happiness, right? The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But the problem is, when you get to that bag, if you're still void of humanity within yourself, that bag will never be enough. It'll never be enough. It'll never be a good enough amount of money. There's never enough money to fill a void within you. They always talk like they got to get to the bag, and when they get to the bag, then they're gonna be good. But they never seem to be happy, even when they get the bag. These niggas, I've seen a bunch of goon niggas in my life. I've seen a bunch of. I grew up around a lot of scammers, for instance, right? I noticed that when the scammers were doing good, I was a little jealous. I was like, for the time, I'm like, damn, I want to be that nigga. I want to get those belts. I want to get that girl, right? I was a little jealous of them, but then I realized when technology caught up with scamming and then niggas start going to jail, them niggas they all disappeared. I don't see none of them on Instagram no more. I don't see none of them flossing their girls. I don't see none of them, because they had decided that the bag was more important than the journey. So they got the results without understanding the path to which they took to get it. They made their identity their belt. They made their identity their nudie jeans. They made their identity their Givenchy shirt. And then when they couldn't keep up the image anymore, their identity went with them. So did their Instagram. So did now they're in hiding, hoping they could find another bag to get to. Not realizing the real problem was never getting to the bag. It was the journey you took to get to the bag, what you gave up getting to the bag. People don't realize that happiness, I'm telling you right now, every problem in my life right now could be solved with money. Every issue I have could be solved with money. But I will not be happy even if those issues are solved, because I realize that that money will open opportunities to get the happiness I seek. Opportunities, but it will not clear my mind of the things I did to. If I had to kill someone to get that money, that's still gonna be on me. People don't realize that. People feel like, nah, the money will make you feel better. Trust me. And my co-host, Talk Your Shit, aka Obi, or vice versa, Obi, aka Talk Your Shit, my bad. He said to me one day, he said, listen, I know that we can't compare ourselves to rich people. I know we tend to downgrade rich people's problem. All rich people, they don't have no issues, they're good, right? But you don't know what everybody has an issue that they're going through in their life, and every issue is different. And you can't tell them how to value their issue or how that issue should affect them based on your issues. Just because you're starving doesn't mean that a rich person doesn't have to dealing with real or fake people. Yes, some issues are more prevalent than others, but at the end of the day, imagine living your life rich all day, not knowing if this is your friend for your friend, or knowing if this is your friend for the money you can give them, or the opportunities you can bestow upon them. Imagine that. Imagine living never knowing who's real, who's fake in your life. That's a real issue that as I started growing up, realizing that I can't do it. I'm not good with that. That doesn't rest good on my heart, because I don't like dealing with people that are fake. It it clouds your mind as to what's real and what's not. This is what's happening to Kanye West. He's dealing with too much fake shit. He's not seeing the real in what's happening. You don't know which way's up. He's streaming, reaching out in every direction. Don't know which way's up. That's the issue, man. It's too many of us drowning in the success that we want, not looking at the journey we took to get there. I'm not saying, as I said before, it's hard to be. I always say this: it's hard to be woke in a sleep world, but being woke in a sleep world means you can see the playing field for what it really is. You can see the game for what it really is and what your part isn't in it. People tend to believe like, oh, if I don't play this game, I'm not in it. No, there's a part for those people that aren't playing the game either. They exist. There's a reason. There's a statistic somewhere. You're in some study somewhere saying this person doesn't want to play the game, and this is their impact on the game. Therefore, not playing the game. You got to realize I'm part of this game. I recognize what this game means, what I got to do to win this game. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to keep in mind throughout the whole game, these morals, these few things I'm not willing to do, not willing to bypass for this end goal that this game is giving us. Play the game as it's supposed to be played. Play it for the fact of getting money, getting your house, getting your car, but don't make your car who you are. Don't make your house who you are. Those things will eventually, if you put your happiness in things or people, you're going to be let down. Guaranteed. 99% of the time. Happiness has to be within. And within means the journey, not the result. It took me 30 years to realize that the struggles I went through, the hardships I went through, the things that made me who I am now, made me as resilient as I am. And I appreciate them. I don't like what they took from me, which was a little bit of my kindness, because I'm naturally a kind person. If I can help people, I will. If I can make you laugh in these next 2 minutes, I'll make you laugh. But this world kind of makes you look at people like, I can't help you right now, because if I help you, then I'm going down to pick you up. No, you could pick people up just the same to bring them to your level. Don't mean there's no lefts of the pie. Don't mean that. And I realized that 30 years into life, like, there's enough to go around, bro. Enough to go around. There's a market for everyone. There's a corner for everyone. And you got to find what you love. Do it to the best of your ability so don't feel like you're working. And then make money for you at that point. Because I'd rather make $100,000 doing what I love than make 3-4 million doing what I hate. Because I've done finance before, and I went home every day. I hated my life every day. Every day I went home, I hated my life. I made the most money I ever made, hated my life. Because I hated my job. You can't be somewhere 14 hours a day and love your life outside of that. People can try. They kill themselves a little bit every day going to work, not doing what they feel like. They feel like they got to do what they got to do. But just remember, and sometimes it's kids. Sometimes it's something that you got to do that for. And I understand. Life happens. Like, kids are a real thing, and you got to do what you got to do for them. But remember that they're looking up to you. And you got to remember that for my daughter, I want her to look up to me and be like, Daddy did what he loved. Even though he had to do what he had to do. He did what he had to do for me, but he did what he loved at the same time. Just find a way to mix those two and not lose myself in this rat race we call the world. I call it New York, but we call it the world, you know. I guess the moral of what I'm saying is, if you can do good, if everyone... Here's the moral. What's the moral to what I'm saying? I guess the moral to what I'm saying is, if you can play the game how it needs to be played. Play it efficiently. Do what you gotta do. It is smart to be pessimistic. It is smart. But it doesn't benefit you in the long run. Because if you're pessimistic and you never expect anything, and you numb yourself to everything around you, while that's a coping mechanism, are you really happy? Because you can't numb off the bad and think you're not numbing the good too. Can't numb all the bad pain you went through and not feel it and think you're feeling love is just as much. No, you're numbing both. It means you're not really in love with someone when you're loving them. If you're numbing the hurt that you went through, you're numbing the love you have for other people. You'll never really love anyone. You gotta decide which one you want to be. You want to be that robot? You want to be a person? I'm a robot fighting to be a person. But I recognize the game. I recognize what's happening. I'm woke. I understand the playing field, and I make my choices. Just want everybody to be woke and make their choices too. Hopefully, we can aspire to be those 3 people. Because if we can get up to the top and make it, we can help other people up too. It's not like on the way to the top you lose a lot and then you get there and you're like, you know what, I got here on my own. Everybody get your own. No, man. There's more than enough to go around. If I got here, I'm helping everybody that can make it up here as well. That's what we gotta do. We gotta help each other more, help each other up. Stop thinking that there's not enough at the top. There's more than enough at the top. Not enough of us giving the knowledge down to the bottom to get to the top. That's what's happening. A lot of people are. Oprah said this, the best thing I ever heard. I think she said that there's no difference between how hard I work and how hard a woman that's cleaning bathrooms in 3 different motels works. The difference between her and I is an opportunity that I was handed that she wasn't. I'd like to be one of those people to get to the top and give those people those opportunities one day. That's what makes me feel good, and I don't want to lose that part of me, trying to fight my way to the top first. I gotta get there first. I get it. On my way up, I gotta remember what my goal is, who I want to be when I get there. Remember who I was before I got there, before I get there. Who I want to be when I get there. What I want to do, help people out as best as possible. Some people are beyond help. Let's be real. Some people are beyond help. But those that I feel like can grasp the concepts I'm giving you, I'm not giving you money. I'm not giving you $500,000. I'm giving you an opportunity to benefit yourself and raise yourself up. Nothing like raising yourself up out of the mud. We just need to present those opportunities. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself going for a goal, man. It's not about the goal. It's about the path. Try to get deep at the end there, guys. If I fucked up, let me know. But let me know what you think. Comment, folk.